Mr. Alaji Kamara, can you please tell me the overview of Wayas consultancy and training?
Okay, thank you very much. First, let me introduce my colleagues on the panel here. On my right is Grace. Grace is a volunteer with Wayas. She's a qualified counselor and also a specialist in creative writing skills. So this is her first time in the Gambia, and we are very much pleased to have Grace with us. As you said, I'm Alhaji Kamara. I'm the founder and CEO of Wayas Counseling and Training in the Gambia and also in the UK. On my left here, you have Mrs. Fatu A. Barry, who is the Deputy Managing Director of M.D.I. Next to her is Diane Hardiman. Diane is the leading trainer on the counseling training program. She is a qualified and experienced counselor, a supervisor, a clinical supervisor for that matter. And I must say, Dan was my teacher, my lecturer when I was doing my degree program in the UK. So it's a privilege and honor to have her here. And she's also a co-director for Wayas in the UK. And next to her is Fatu Sajo. Fatu is our brilliant country manager. She is the one holding, kind of directing all the services, the work that Wayas is currently doing in the Gambia. Behind you have our students who are on the program currently. We have some online, some have gone home, but then we have three with us here. Aisatu Sedikan, Fatumata S. Kamara, and Aminata Koli.
Can you please tell me what is the partnership between Wayas consultancy training and M.D.I?
Good afternoon. I am Mrs. Fatu Ebari, the Deputy Director General of Management Development Institute. Sometime in 2021, the CEO of Wayas Counseling and Training, Mr. Alhaji Kamara, made a request through the Director General to partner with M.D.I. And the request was sent to me by the Director General. And I think since then, a lot of follow-ups. And I worked with Alhaji since 2021. And finally, in 2023, we had the MOU signed between Wayas Counseling and Training and the M.D.I. to offer training programs in counseling and mental health. Part of the MOU we signed, Wayas would also offer awareness lectures to our students and staff, counseling services to our staff and students, and as well as the long-term training programs. We started the program in April 2024 when the team came in the Gambia for the first time to start the program in level 2 and level 3. Now this collaboration, it's where M.D.I. provide all the resources except the manpower, the resource persons, because they're the technical experts. They have the know-how, the knowledge to offer the training. The training, as I said, started in April 2024, and we started with a batch of students for the counseling program of about, is it 13? 10 students. And then we also have other students enrolled in the mental health program. And they were here in April to start the program physically on the ground. After 2 weeks, they left and went back to England, but the classes continued, and it continued online. So again, this is a second visit, almost 6 months or almost 7 months into the program. They're back again to physically interact with the students. And as I said earlier on, part of the MOU is not just running these programs, but also having some public lecture programs, which we did last week on Wednesday. And the students on the program had a practical session where they demonstrated what they have learned on the program. As I said, we're just starting, and we started with level 2 and level 3. There is a progression route on the program up to level 5 when students would graduate. So come April 2025, we hope to move in January rather, to start with a new batch for the level 2, level 3. And of course, these students would continue to level 4 and 5 from level 2 and level 3, which they're currently enrolled in. So this is the collaboration we have with Wayas Counseling and Training. I just want to add that the programs that we're partnering with Wayas, we have been accredited by NACA for the level 2, level 3. And then before we start in April, we'll just have to apply for the higher levels accreditation. So that's what I wanted to point out, that they are accredited by our national accreditation body, which is NACA. Yeah, and I think that's very important as well. Yeah, thank you.
Diane, as a co-founder, what is the benefit of counseling and training that Wayas provide?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Gosh, that's a really big question. I could be here for a long time answering that. The benefits of counselling and mental health training is that we understand how we function. We understand, a lot of what we do is about normalising situations, explaining why we feel the way we do, of understanding basically what makes us tick. Part of the things we do is fundamentally about communication skills. And the very first trainings we do on level 2 is all about methods of communication, how we can be more effective in listening to people. And that's one of the key things with the students and with anything in counselling, is listening and really hearing what's going on. Once we can hear, and once we can hear and understand what's happening with someone, we can begin to help. And that's one of the things that we do. Having someone to go to that's not family or friends, because often we don't want to distress our family and friends with issues. I'm not feeling very good, I'm feeling ill, I feel depressed, I feel sad. If we can talk to a trusted stranger, such as a counsellor, our mental well-being improves. So the idea is that we're addressing mental ill health, or catching people before they become ill, so that we can maintain good, healthy mental well-being. The effects of that mean that we have people can stay at work for longer. We don't have so much time lost in the workplace. Students can remain at college for longer because there can often be difficulties in different age groups. At schools, we can work with young people, keep them in school. We can teach teachers how to identify troubles with students when their behaviour changes, what to look out for, that maybe students aren't misbehaving, but they're experiencing some kind of issues at home. We're teaching people how to identify early stages of problems before they become too bad. I guess communication, that's the big thing in counselling. And the benefits? It saves an awful lot of money to businesses, to schools, to colleges. It improves how people feel. Generally, your physical health improves because mind and body are very closely connected. If we're feeling mentally well, very often, physically, the manifestation of illness doesn't present. So there are many areas. I could go on, but I think that might kind of summarise for you a little bit.
You talked about communication and active listening as key roles in counseling. So can you please tell me what are the barriers you faced in relation to communication when doing counseling?
The art of communication we often miss. We don't listen. We don't actively listen. We just say, yeah. barriers to communication can be accents, it can be gender, it can be different cultures. One of the main things that we're learning here is how to communicate across cultural ideas, how to break taboos. Big thing is mental health. Actually, in the UK, for a long time, massive taboo, we didn't talk about mental health. Realised something similar in the Gambia. The idea of actually being able to talk about having a mental health problem, whether it's anxiety, depression, stress, trauma, anything. It's being able to say, I have a problem, and finding someone you can talk to about it. So maybe the barrier is having someone to talk to and knowing you can trust them. They're not going to tell everybody your secrets. Perhaps because the Gambia is a relatively small country and they don't want secrets shared. Same happens in my village. So people come to me to talk because they know I don't share their secrets. Their neighbours aren't going to find out, their family aren't going to find out unless there's a significant issue that I need to share for safeguarding. Same here. Who do you trust? It's a trusted person who will keep your secrets and keep confidences. So maybe it's learning that a counsellor is someone you can trust to keep your confidence.
Mr. Kamara, based on your experience, what is your view on mental health in the Gambia?
Yeah, thank you once again. I mean, I guess that is partly why we are here today. Wayas has been in existence, Wayas Counselling has been existing in the Gambia for a couple of years now. That was since 2019. And we, based on our interactions, some of the referrals, the contacts that we had from individuals, from families, institutions, we kind of struggled. We were not able to meet the demand because in the Gambia, we don't have people who are trained, qualified, and competent counselors. So, and for us, part of our vision, being an organization in the field of mental health, is to kind of establish a center of excellence. And we found that in M.D.I. So that is what we are working on with M.D.I. Mental health in the Gambia, I mean, is difficult to say where in terms of statistics, because there isn't record from the hospitals, people who visit the hospitals or clinics in terms of referrals. But based on the contact that we have been receiving in Wayas since we started operating, it has been going up. That could be partly based on people's awareness. Maybe people know more about mental health now. Because what we do is, anytime we are in the Gambia, we will look at an institution. Like 2 days ago, I was at a school in Brikama, the Same Institute that they train on nursing. I went there to deliver a lecture on mental health. And also at M.D.I. here, as Mrs. Barry said, we did a public lecture here, which was, the attendance was brilliant, and the engagement was great too. So all that shows how much people are taking mental health seriously, you know, just like we are taking physical health concerns. So coming back to your question, yes, my view, our view in Wayas is based on the cases, the number of referrals, because based on the contacts that we had with people, I think it is going up. Whether that is because people are more aware of the signs and symptoms, or whether it is the illness that in itself, again, we don't have the data as a nation. And that is something hopefully going forward, Wayas and M.D.I. can look into, working together with the Ministry of Health to see how much can we integrate some of these services into the primary healthcare system. By that I mean, for example, if you go to a polyclinic or you go to Serekunda Hospital, outpatients, in terms of the assessment that they do, they may ask you a few questions about mental health, you know, or not mental, but to say, how was your sleep? How is your appetite? Those are very key things, you know, that can, you know, bring a lot of things out in the future. So It's a challenge. The only facility we have in the Gambia is Tanka Tanka, which unfortunately is not funded as expected. And one of the things for me, or for us in Wayas, is also for children under 18. Tanka Tanka is for adults. So again, where does the children under 18 go to? And we have a service, I think Sadio will talk about that. We have got a service where we kind of engage with schools because we've got an MOU with the Ministry of Lower and Basic Secondary Education. So we conducted a survey in 3 lower basic schools where just to kind of map out, mental health presentation among school-going children, which kind of was interesting. That work is still going on, but yeah, maybe hopefully in the future we'll come back to your question again to be able to give you maybe some statistics. But as of now, it's based on the referrals and the contacts that we have from people through our service.
Mr. Kamara, what is your vision? Where do you want to see Wayas consultancy and training in 5 years' time?
Our vision is to be the leader, okay, in the provision of affordable, accessible counseling service, basically. Because the graduates that in 3 years' time, when these students graduate, we would have them qualified to a level where they can practice anywhere in the world. The curriculum that we have is based on the training that I had in the UK. As I said, Diane was my lecturer. So she's the one we designed this program together. Grace is a trained and qualified counselor in the UK. We have other members of the team. Pippa, she's not here, but she's also a qualified, and we are all members of the British Association of Counselors and Psychotherapists. So going forward, I think, as I said, our vision is to be a leader in the provision of affordable, accessible counseling service in the Gambia, so that we'll be able to provide the necessary services. They say, some of my colleagues in the panel already talked about that. Talking to family and talking to a professional, talking to a friend are completely different. All right? As a counselor, like I have we are bound by certain ethical principle guidelines. If I know you or if I see you as a client, we meet in the streets, I wouldn't even greet you. Because if I greet you, somebody may say, oh, who is he? Then you may say, oh, it's Al-Haji. Okay, who is Al-Haji? How do you know him? Then you might have to talk about how we came into contact. So again, but if you talk to a friend or a family, they might give you their opinion. They might give you their advice. And in counseling, we don't give advice. We don't direct. We don't tell you what to do. Basically, what we do is we facilitate a process that helps you, enables you as an individual, as a family, as a couple, to make a decision in terms of moving forward.
Ms. Fatou Sadio, what are some of the services Wayas consultancy and training provides?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you all. I am Fatou Sadio, the service manager of Wayas Counseling and Training here in the Gambia. As we all know, mental health is everyone's business, and one of our objectives here is to make sure that everyone have access to mental health. And some of the services we offer here, we offer training and also counseling services. We also offer mental health treatment. We also offer training services. We offer training to institutions on mental health at workplaces. And also there are other services that we also offer, like independent mental health. This service we offer to individuals who are in their homes. They do not have the opportunity to go out. We have such cases here in the Gambia. You have mentally challenged people who are inside their houses, and they hardly go out. They don't have the help. They don't even have the access to be able to be treated. So here at Wayas, we offer those services. We can have our experts who will go and visit them and offer the services. Sometimes they are taken out because they also have the right to have to mental health treatment or mental health services. And currently, we are also conducting a survey, just like what Mr. Kamara said, in 3 schools to assess the mental health presentations in children, and which is also very important. And to our own surprise, we find out that even a high percentage of children in the primary school are going through some mental health issues. But it's very difficult for us to even identify it, as we don't pay too much attention to mental health issues in the Gambia here. Yes, these are some of the services that we offer here at Wayas.
Yeah, if I may just expand on some of the points that Fatu highlighted, because we have got different skill set within Wayas. So what we do, which is very key, we use evidence-based. Okay, all the tools, and if I say tools, is like outcome measures, things that like we use to assess patients or clients are evidence-based. Okay, that is on the mental health side. And we do treatment. Okay, it's not about medication. We don't do medication because that is not our specialism. So if there is a need for medication, we would maybe either signpost you or refer you to services that does that. But what we do is we do consultation, just to help the individual understand what their difficulties are, and also we do assessment, we do treatment. Okay, we do that as well, and this can range from 6 sessions to up to I don't know, because I have got patients in the Gambia here. I've worked with some for 6 months, and then some I've worked with them, seen them for over a year, and it depends on how long they have been struggling with the things that we do. And the independent mental health visitor service that Fatu mentioned, is because during for this period, number of years, we kind of look at, okay, if tanka threshold is very high. If somebody does not meet the criteria or does not meet the threshold to be in tanka, where do they go to? Do we have to wait until they meet that criteria or they meet that threshold, which could be very expensive and costly for the family and the individual and as a nation at large? So we set the service up, train people, give them the necessary skills to be able to provide those supports. And alhamdulillah, it is proven very successful so far. We have got few cases who have been treated. There was a lady who was even sent to Germany for treatment. They referred to our service. And when she came back to Gambia, we picked her up, we did an assessment, we did a care plan, a proper care plan, with the family were involved. They are very much aware, and the patient herself was involved in it. And I can say now, we have discharged her almost a month or 2 months now. Yeah, she's been discharged, and, she's doing amazingly. I wish maybe one day you could have the opportunity to interview her, you hear from her. So I just thought I'd add on to what Fatu said.
One of the things that we're very keen to put over is that we're not trying to take the place of maybe the religious leaders and spiritual guides in this country. One of the things we would really like to do is work in collaboration with them. So any religious leaders who would like to work with us, we would be happy to speak with. It's very important that we're not seen as trying to take over, or that counselling is this cure-all and we're trying to say that other traditional therapies don't work. One of the things we want to do is to blend the work we do together to make it very specific for the country. Yeah.
Ms. Aminata Colley, as a student who is studying consultancy and training, can you please share your experience with us?
Okay, thank you very much for that good question. And before going further, I would like to let you know who I am. That's Aminata Colley, one of the students studying in integrative counseling. And I will not play justice if I do not give a special thanks to these people that are sitting beside me. That is beginning from Madam Barry, the deputy head of M.D.I, and of course our lecturers, that is Mr. Ahlaji Kamara and Madam Hadima, and of course with them Grace. A big thanks to them, because of them I am here today as a student studying integrative counseling, which I do not have the opportunity to do before. And this was something that is part of me, that is wanting to work with people, wanting to work with different diversities, people from different cultures, people from different countries, and people from different ethnicity. And here it comes on my way. That is the first time when I heard of these studies, that is the integrative counseling, through their advertisement and through their assistant CEO, that is Madam Fat Sajo. And when she did mention about this, I took it as a concern to me, because it's something that I've been looking for. I do not know where to get the information, where to get the lectures from, but then now that they come on board and something was said to me about that, I decided, okay, this is what I was looking for. This is what I want to be. Although I am a teacher in profession, currently teaching in upper basic school and senior schools. But then I do not want to stop within the four corners of the classroom. I want to extend, I want to go further, especially in studying as an integrative counselor. Well, since I start this study, a huge lot of things personally have changed, because first of all, I have come to meet with different people in the Gambia, because my colleagues that I'm doing the course with, I never know them before. I only come in contact with them because of this course. And of course, in the future run, as we are going, I'm hoping to see so many other people from different countries, different ethnic groups, and have something to do with them. That is the collaboration between a counselor and a client. Hoping to establish this collaboration in the future to come between different people, and wanting people to have that trust in us as counselors, to come open up to us, share their problem with us, because we are people that people can trust on, to share their problem. Because when we look at our Gambian aspect, as all the other speakers have said, our lecturers and Madam have already said, when we talk about family, in most cases, we are not prepared to share our problems with other family members. Because you think that when you share your problem with others, you might hear it in a third party situation or case. They might reveal your problem to others, which really you don't want to share. So the only people you can trust and talk to is counselors, which we are learning to be in future to come. So I love to help. I love to work with people. So this is why when I heard of this course or career, I really deem it necessary for me to take part as one of their students studying in this. Thank you so very much. I think we will have to follow short, like what our lecturers have already started, that is this public lectures. Because it's through public lectures that so many people are aware of what is going on right now. Because I think right now in the Gambia, people are not aware of counselors, are not aware of this set of groups, set of people that are there to solve other people's problems, that are there to ensure that other people trust them. So much so that they convey in them, tell them their problems, and together they look for a solution. Like they already said, counselors don't advise. But then we are there to work together with you. Together we find a solution that best suits your problem, to ease your problem, to calm you down, to make sure you walk up again, you be who you are. The very self of you, however you want yourself to be, for you to walk up again and say, okay, this is not the end of my life. Whenever problem arises, I still have some strength in me. I still have to go on, because life still go on. They said the downfall of a man is not the end of his life. So that is what we really encourage to some of these clients that we will be meeting, to let them know that they are not alone in this world and they are not alone in their problem. Together with us, we will have a solution towards their problem. So, and again, we would love to give back to our community and of course to our nation at large, that is the Gambia, because I love to share, I love to work together with people. So through sharing and having community workshops, like having topics like this, for people to be aware of, for people to know what is our job, what do we do as counselors.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that is ongoing that is happening. We, as he said, this is one of that to kind of share what is happening. We've been to many places. We even started with the president. We visited, the team visited the president last April to kind of, share with him what we are doing, the partnership with M.D.I and the role that our vision and our mission going forward. And we also go into different institutions to talk about, and hopefully, because some of the trainees on this program are from upcountry, so we do have an online program. You don't necessarily have to physically be in M.D.I to be on this program. We have a student who registered on this program. She's living in the United States of America. We have a student who is registered on this program. She lives in Senegal, Dakar. So that can tell you, and we are getting a lot of inquiries, and as Mrs. Barry said earlier, applications are open for our January intake. So people can go on to our website. We have a website, or you go to Facebook. Website is www.wayas-gm.org, or you go onto our Facebook, Wayas Counseling Service, or you can call 799-4460 if you want to either get a bit more clarity on what we do. All right, or you can just pop into M.D.I, ask for Mrs. Barry, or you ask for Fatu Sajo, or the registrar Adama Jai, or and some staff in the office there like Abdu and Musa. They are all there, so they all much aware of what is going on. Yeah. So again, this is for because counseling training is different from any other training one might experience. The benefit, if I look back onto when I was doing my training, okay, because myself, I'm a qualified counselor psychotherapist, a specialist mental health practitioner, and also accredited high-intensity CBT therapist. When I was doing my training, I didn't know much about counseling, all right? I went into counseling by accident. I was then working at a university. And what happened was we were in charge of students. One of the accommodation, we had over 2,000 students. So they come to us when they have issues. I struggle because somebody come to me crying. They come to me either self-harming. They are, the issues going on relationship. I don't know what to say, because if I say A or B, I might put myself in trouble. So I went online to say, okay, what do I do if somebody presents with this problem? So counseling keep coming up. I said, this counseling thing is always coming up for me. What's going on? So I went on to look at, okay, where can I get this counseling? So I went to luckily for me, where I live, there's a college not far. So I look in there, they were doing introduction to counseling. I did it. Okay, that was for 6 weeks. And I realized how much my confidence went up. Okay, now I don't shy away. I don't hide when the students come. I want to be the first person, who they talk to, because I want to test what I have learned. And also my relationship with my family, my children, my wife. I can see a lot of changes happening. My friends, okay? Yes, it can be tough sometimes because you may cut some people out of your life, because you learn a lot about yourself. That happens. So just to tell you the benefit, again, of counseling, it's not only, about, getting paid, having a career, but it makes a lot of difference to you as an individual in your life. So I would encourage, it's the first thing, we are here online, people can always talk to us. We are easily accessible. Mrs. Barry, almost everybody in the Gambia here knows her. Her doors are open. She's more accessible than anybody I know of in the Gambia. You can talk to her at any time. She would answer your questions. She would, direct you to the right people. Fatu, again, without her, I don't know where else would be in the Gambia. She's put up on the map. She's put us out there. And I want to say thank you to Diane and Grace for taking your time coming, being with us since day one. I know them very long time ago. Grace was in 2019 to 20. That's when I know her. We've been talking, but we never met. We only met at the airport when we were coming here. So that's quite strange. Yeah, that was the first time we met each other in person. But she has been committed to the cause in the Gambia.
I just want to say that you talked about, your question is on how do we create awareness about this program. And I just, what he has said, it's through awareness and advertisements and so on. And again, the reason why you people are here to record this program and to also say thank you very much for coming and having this program recorded. Yeah, thank you.